Good Wednesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. I am the host for South Carolina Weather, Jason Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather. Now, going ahead and starting off in South Carolina, we have this whole area right here of showers pretty much going throughout the Midlands right now, and as well as the upstate. We also have this huge line of showers and possibly some storm down in New Orleans, like Louisiana, places like that. But this is not like the severe storms that has came with this today. There was a couple of tornado warnings. There were actually one inside of Mississippi earlier today, and there was some severe thunderstorm warnings. But the main threat was really flooding, and I can show y'all right now why it was flooding. Look down here near New Orleans. A National Weather Service employee reports 6 to 12 inches of water over the roadways, at least with water up to bumpers of cars. Down here in just southwest of New Orleans, social media reports a stalled car on Canal Boulevard in Louisiana, and the road is closed. And then up here, even near Chicago, just south of Chicago, EMS reports full ditches and minor flooding of roadway near 6,000 South Road and 4,000 East Road. So even though really it was not really too much of a problem up in Chicago, they still got rain. And this rain is obviously going to continue, and it's gonna pretty much continue from tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow, pretty much. And that's pretty much all it is really for the flooding. Now, talking about the next thing, we have some ice in Canada, Boston, New Hampshire, Vermont, northern New York. And then we have rain and some mixed precipitation pretty much for the West Coast. Not as bad as it was a couple of days ago, but they will continue to see this. Now, talking about the cloud cover, as I pull that up, and pretty much what it's showing right now is clear skies and some partly cloudy skies near like the Charleston Myrtle Beach area. And then when you get closer to the Midlands, you start to see some mostly cloudy skies. And then when you get to the upstate, you start to see some cloudy skies. So the more closer you get to the upstate, the more cloudier it gets, and the more closer you get to the coast, the clearer it is. Now talking about our current temperature, 61 in Columbia, 66 in Charleston, 62 inside of Myrtle Beach, 64 in Florence, 62 in Augusta, and probably 40s and 50s up near the upstate as well. And then looking over to our south, 70 in Gainesville, and then the high 60s near the Panhandle in Jacksonville. To our west, 65 in Birmingham, and 60s pretty much all throughout the entire deep south, except if you are in places like Atlanta or northern Georgia. And then up to our north, 57 in Charlotte, 60 in Greensboro, 60 in Raleigh, and 61 in Wilmington. Now, going on to our minimum temperatures for tonight, very warm minimum temperatures tonight, 61 near Columbia and Florence and Sumter, 59 near Myrtle Beach, 60 near Charleston, 62 near North Augusta, 53 near Greenville and Spartanburg region. Going to our max wind gusts, we saw some pretty gusty winds today. I got clocked one around 15, 20 miles an hour. So overall, if you was to go outside and check, you may have felt a little breeze or two, but that's pretty much all you probably were going to feel. And then here we are. This ended around like yesterday morning. So this is from pretty much tomorrow's, I shouldn't even say tomorrow, I should say yesterday's rain totals into pretty much this morning's rain totals. We can see right now that we had around 3/10 of an inch fall inside like the Greenville Spartanburg region, and as well we had 1/10 of an inch fall near the North Augusta, region, and then everyone else was pretty tame or had like a trace of rain, not really much rain at all. So that's a good thing for the people that don't really need rain right now, or don't really want rain right now. And then here, as it says, the image is not yet available. I just have to go back real quick. But what I'm about to show y'all is the thing. Pretty much, it's just going to show what the radar possibly could look like for the next few days. Here we go, starting at around 7 o'clock. Here we are at around 7 right here. We push this forward, and you can already see those showers already, especially near the PD region. We push this forward some more, and there's that bombardment of just rain up here in the mountains. And then we have some rain that goes into the upstate as well. Going back up, pressing, going through. You can see already that we might have a couple of storms that might try to come in, especially to like the upstate and the Midlands as well. And then we push this forward some more, and no rain. Now here, you can see some storms around 12 p.m. on January the 26th. And that's going to dissipate, and then we might have some more later into the evening for the upstate, January the 26th as well. And that's probably going to wrap it up around there. But there is one more thing that I have to show, and it is this. You may be seeing this, and you might be like, okay, well, I showed this morning. And one thing that I do want to show y'all is when I go to the day 3, there is no risk at all for severe weather. So what happened? Because I was talking about how severe weather could potentially impact us on Friday. Seems like the National Weather Service or the Storm Prediction Center does not think that severe weather is going to impact us really at all. So, at the end of the day, if it doesn't, that's a good thing for us. And if it does, we have to be prepared for it. But at the end of the day, again, just good that it's not happening. But there is also one more thing that I want to show as well, and that is this. If you go to the ECMWF, and I actually go ahead and do this, you can go on ahead and check out what the day might look like, but further in advance as well. So going on ahead to the Euro model, the ECMWF, here we are on January the 27th. We might see, and potentially, this is why we have a day 4 of severe weather up for Alabama and Georgia, because on January the 27th, we're going to have some severe weather in this region right here, this, where I'm circling, where you can see the location at, the coordinates pretty much, is where severe weather probably will happen. We push this forward some more, and then there's that line of storms, or that cold front, passing by us that will pass us on around January the 28th, so on Sunday around early morning. We don't know exactly what time, but that could even last into the afternoon periods as well. And then that will push off the coast and potentially bring some severe weather for Sunday, but I'm not seeing too much of a signal quite yet. And we still really don't even know Friday yet, because we're still 3 days out from Friday. And the National Weather Service could be like, nah, and then put us under a marginal risk. So, at the end of the day, we got to figure out what's going on and why it's happening, and we got to be prepared for it at all times. But that's going to about wrap it up. To pretty much talk about what's going to happen. Severe weather potentially might not happen on Friday, but now we're going to have to watch for Sunday. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow with another weather forecast video.